Tito, 420 in the chat. Let's go, baby. Market is ripping, baby. We got some PPI data today. We get some CPI data tomorrow, which hopefully comes in even better. And the floodgates could just be open right now. I mean, absolutely ripping. You know, what do you mean I was early? I was on time. Welcome back to the My Crypto Journey live stream here for coffee and crypto on a beautiful Wednesday, September 10th. And tomorrow, obviously, September 11th. So I don't know why I brought that up, but, you know, obviously, like, it's kind of a bad joke, but at least we know when September is now when it comes to the month. So crazy. Well, welcome back to My Crypto Journey live from here for coffee and crypto on a fantastic Wednesday day, September 10th. And if you're watching over on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And if you're watching over on X, make sure to like, repost, all that good stuff, guys. We have an amazing stream for you guys today. I'm going to go over all like the bullish news. I'll go over some random crypto news and why we could be having a Black Swan event. We'll talk about that here in a second because I see something big. I saw something big go down yesterday, and I don't see anybody really talking about it on X. And then we'll actually watch a video. It's a 4-minute video from a guy that I watch called Fireship, and he does like a lot of tech and like code videos. And he explains the crypto hack that happened yesterday, the whole JavaScript situation, in a way that no other crypto person could. So very, very exciting stream today. Lock in, guys. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Selmo Fudd, #1 again today. What's up, Selmo Fudd? Good morning. How we doing? Yes, smash the like button. Javi, how we doing, brother? Javi's still leading the charts, but Selmo taking the trophy today. Yes, sharing is caring. I love that. Hey, sometimes you got to share. You know what I mean? 50 basis points. Hey, I mean, who knows, right? Donald Trump is obviously dunking on Jerome Powell. Inflation numbers are coming in pretty good. We'll see. Obviously, bad jobs reports, inflation data, hopefully going down. I mean, they could really start to get aggressive with the rate cuts, since a lot of people think that there should have been way more rate cuts, especially since they did one before the last election, right? Might shock the market. I think 25 basis points already priced in. Very interesting month. I agree. You know, historically, September's been a bad month for crypto, but so far it's been pretty damn good. We've been only up, right? Bitcoin's sitting at around $114,000 right now. What's up, Edgar? Good morning. Wealth Ranger, good morning. Rate cuts already priced in. Yeah, maybe 25 basis points, but I don't know about 50, Wealth Ranger. I mean, who knows? It's going to be interesting, right? Cohen's Golden Treasure, good morning. Tito, good morning. Pepe, good morning. Momo, how we doing? September 11th. Yes, well, of course, we'll have a moment of silence tomorrow, as we do. Warpaint, GM, Blurch, good morning. Pepe Lord, how you doing? And Pygos, talking about a new project. We'll check out some projects near the end of the stream, but first, let us marvel at the mostly green crypto market. Now, this is the crypto bubbles on the day chart. So you can see a lot up. Dude, Avalanche up 10% today. Pyth up 13%. Fartcoin. We're so unserious in the crypto space, aren't we? And Pump Fund making a big comeback, man. How fantastic. SPX up another 6% after having a stellar week, which is crazy. As you can see, Bitcoin is fucking my chart up right now and really exceeding expectations, right? Bitcoin looking really, really good right now. Bitcoin ripping, messing up my chart. And obviously the wild card was 50 basis points, because I think that narrative is going to get stronger and stronger as we start to head towards rate cuts, which will be happening not in the near future. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be very, very interesting. Of course, we have to wait for CPI data tomorrow, which is going to be huge, to really formulate an informed opinion, right? To make an informed opinion. But I think like CME Group has the rate, the odds cut, the odds for a rate cut at 90%. So be very, very interesting. Yes, like and repost. If you're watching on X, reposting is the best thing you can do to help me with the stream, and subscribing and at least liking the video on YouTube really does help. I appreciate you guys. You don't have to stick around, but at least like the video. Now, the overall cryptocurrency market is up 1.92%, so almost up 2%, which is pretty big as a market in whole. And we're steaming back towards a $4 trillion market cap size. Obviously, the big winners, Bitcoin, Ethereum looking pretty good. Bitcoin at $114,000. Now, yesterday, we did have some positive price action, but then we lost it all. So there's that. So hopefully we can maintain it. But obviously, tomorrow's going to be big. Maybe we'll get some insider tells tonight. Maybe somebody knows what's going to go on. Maybe somebody's going to get the CPI data before we do. I'm sure a lot of insiders. And maybe we'll see some massive moves tonight. In preparation for that. Crypto's 24/7. Obviously, the stock market, it's hard to tell when, during non-trading hours, but at nighttime, we may see a little pump or dump depending on, and it could signal on whether or not we get interest rate cuts. XRP sitting around $3. I do want to talk about Avalanche, though. Avalanche up at 10%, really dominating the rest of the altcoins right now, which is nice, because there was a time where Avalanche was rippity dippity when nothing else was going on. So it's going to see Avex making a nice comeback, and out of all the top cryptos, Avalanche is our shining star today. Let's see how we're doing over the last hour. So the market is dumping over the last hour, or at least pulling back a little bit over the last hour, but green on the day. What's up, Kayla? GMGM, Glenn, GMGM. Yes, we're back in the middle class. Yes, we are, baby. Let's go. Yes, smack the like button and share. I would love it. All right. Ondo is up as well. Yeah, 7.4%, which is nice. MNT pump, SPX looking good. SPX really, really looking good. Let's see where we're at with memes, because we love memes over here. Meme core obviously dominating everybody, but SPX, it's a tried and true established meme coin, up 26% on the week, and it's having a phenomenal week. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, seventh largest meme coin by market cap size. So pretty bullish for that. All right, so this is why the market is pumping. US PPI falls to 2.6%, lower than expectations, right? So obviously, the big reason why Jerome Powell says he wasn't cutting interest rates was, one, political, and two, he didn't say that, but two, is probably because of the tariffs, right? He didn't know how the tariffs were going to affect the economy, which I get it. It makes sense to me. A lot of people think it's political. I mean, I don't think everything's black and white. I think there's some gray area there, but I get both sides of the argument. So that's pretty bullish. Of course, President Trump came out and dunked on Jerome Powell after we got that inflation data. Says President Trump says Fed Chair Powell is a total disaster who doesn't have a clue. You say what you want about Trump, but at least he's entertaining. What's up, Crypto Vibes? Crow number 2112. Yes, Crow looking pretty good too. And Kayla, thank you so much for reposting the stream on X. I do appreciate you. Okay, so this was the full post. He says, just out, no inflation, too late, must lower the rate. Big right now. So big obviously is implying maybe more than 20, 25 basis points. Powell is a total disaster who doesn't have a clue. President DJT. Now, he didn't have to come that hard this morning, but Donald Trump on a sick one. Some other random news. So Binance partners with $1.6 trillion asset manager Franklin Templeton to build a tailored digital asset initiative. So that's pretty big, right? Binance partnering with Franklin Templeton. Mass adoption, slowly but surely happening, right? So that's actually pretty big news. So shout out to Binance for that partnership. Now, it's interesting because obviously Binance, I don't know if it's Binance US or Binance.com or just Binance as a brand in total, but obviously as a whole. But I think that would make sense, right? Because we have our Binance US and Binance.com. Obviously, Binance.com, the biggest exchange in the world. And even Binance US is one of the top exchanges. So crazy that one name can have two of the top exchanges in the world. That's not really good, best news. But it says right here, wholesale prices unexpectedly declined 0.1 in August. As Fed rate decision looms. So we'll talk about these talking points. So the producer price index fell, or PPI, fell 0.1% in August after a downwardly revised 0.7 increase in July and well off the Dow Jones estimate for a 0.3 rise. So we thought we were going to get some sort of rise. We did not. And Stu, thank you so much for reposting the stream. I appreciate you. Nectar with the Solana. Good morning. Neko, thank you so much for reposting the stream. Let's go. I think Powell sold his soul for power. You have to think about it, Javi. If the other side won the election, he would be highly favored with that administration. But hey, he took a chance and he lost, right? Top of the morning. What did I miss? Not much yet. Market's absolutely ripping. And shout out to the wife community. Alexandra, good morning. Says, good morning, Rodney. I hope you're doing well. I am doing fantastic today. Happy to be hanging out with my friends in the morning, talking about some bullish cryptocurrency news and the fact that we could get a bigger rate cut. I think that the new narrative now is more than 25 basis points, right? If we get good CPI data tomorrow, I mean, everything's there. Bad jobs, good inflation data. Let's cut the interest rates, baby. Open the floodgates. Kick the can down the road. Fuck them kids. Who cares about the generation, right? Who cares about the generation after us, baby? Pump our bags now. I'm just kidding, obviously, but you know what it is. Astro says, got my seeker in the mail yesterday. Ready for airdrop season, baby. Hey, there you go. Let's go. Solana, another Solana phone. Rodney, I told you this September would be different. You did. So, I mean, it's only the 10th, but the new kind of player and factor in all of this. And I'll take my L's where I get them. So obviously I was shorting the market. I get wrecked on my trade around $117,000. So I'm going to get wrecked here soon if we keep pumping, which I'm okay. I'm okay to get wrecked a little bit. It's not a huge trade, but it is what it is. Hey, it's better for us as a whole that our bags are pumping, Obviously, September is historically bad for crypto, but new player in the room when it comes to maybe a 50 or 75. I don't think 75 is going to happen, but 50 could happen. We'll see. I haven't seen any odds for that come out yet, but so it says the release provides breathing room for the Federal Reserve to approve an interest rate cuts at its meeting next week. Services prices, a key metric for the Fed when evaluating the stance of monetary policy, posted a 0.2% drop. So obviously big. And you know what? Like all the pressure could be getting to Jerome Powell from, Trump's public call outs. Like it has to be affecting him. Right. So some other Federal Reserve news. So a judge blocks Trump's bid to fire Lisa Cook from Federal Reserve Board. So obviously the judge says no. Right. I think this was the Supreme Court, didn't it? And obviously the whole tariff situation is going to the Supreme Court, and whatnot. And remember, we've made a lot of money off tariffs so far. I think 30 billion was like the biggest month, or August was like the biggest month for in inflation revenue. And I think that if the Supreme Court rules it as illegal, which I don't think they'll do, we do have to pay that back. But I think we're going to be okay. I do want to talk about something that I don't like to. Well, let me talk about this first. So BlackRock recommends adding 2 hard assets in your portfolio today. So obviously, BlackRock coming out obviously bullish on crypto. It's been a story you could say of this run is institutions getting into crypto, and it all started with the BlackRock ETF back in like 2023, right? Of them talking about it and those sorts of things, right? Neko says 150 billion since launch of tariffs. Yes. All right, guys, what do we do? Do we pay down the debt that we're never going to pay down, or do we send everybody stimmies? Let's send everybody stimmies. Why not? Give Trump a little stimmy. Send everybody checks signed by Trump. Why not? Who cares? Right. So BlackRock recommends adding Bitcoin and gold, but urges risk-based allocation. So I like that. Obviously far cry from how they were in like 2017, 2018, calling Bitcoin a scam and a Ponzi scheme pretty much. Right. Obviously gold smashing through all-time highs like every fucking day this week, which is insane. And obviously Bitcoin looking pretty good. Obviously, we're big Bitcoin people here. It just makes more sense in our opinions. Right? Gold is nice. Gold is cool. I'm still under the impression that we're gonna, find another planet and be able to mine a bunch of precious metals on another planet, and it's gonna bring down the value. We're gonna shoot down an asteroid, and then we're gonna get a bunch of gold. Right? You can't shoot down an asteroid and get some Bitcoin, right? You just can't. Or maybe you can. I don't know. But that's what I think. Yes, Alexander says, smash the likes, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and share the stream. Please share the stream with a friend. It'd be nice. Rodney, you should have known better that this would happen when I don't show up. I know, Neko. Neko taking a victory lap says, no, that was Nectar, my bad. I thought the minimum was 50 already. No, the minimum's 25. The minimum's 25. I don't know if it's 50 yet. I haven't heard. I think that 50 basis points is coming from like us weirdos, like just making informed decisions, or informed opinions. But it's looking pretty good. The pressure from Donald Trump, good inflation data, bad jobs reports, the fact that we should have pivoted. At least that's what Trump thinks. We should have pivoted a while ago, and we did a rate cut before the election, which people see as political. And the fact that maybe inflation, I mean, if there is tariff inflation, then how long is it lagging behind? It's crazy. Javi says 10% gold, 20% crypto, and 70% Bitcoin. I love that, baby. I love that. Obviously, if there's bad inflation, it's good for your assets, right? Bad for your savings, bad for your money, good for your assets. But, BlackRock says add some Bitcoin and gold to your portfolio. And BlackRock was buying a lot of Bitcoin while other institutions were selling. So that is some pretty bullish news. Now, this is another article from Investopedia. So what to expect from tomorrow's CPI inflation report. So forecasters expect Thursday's inflation report to show consumer prices rose 2.9% over 12 months, the highest annual inflation since January. Officials at the Federal Reserve are widely expecting to cut the central bank's key interest rates, making loans cheaper to boost the hiring market, despite inflation still well over the Fed's 2% target. Economists say tariffs are pushing up prices as merchants pass the cost of Trump's sweeping import taxes onto customers, right? So we'll see. Tomorrow is a huge day, right? But of course, I'll keep you guys posted. So make sure you subscribe, give your boy a follow, all that good stuff. I'll keep you guys locked in. Huge day for the crypto markets and all markets tomorrow. And whether or not, I think we're going to get 25 basis points regardless of what the data comes in, how the data comes in tomorrow, unless it's like super bad. But it's like 90% on CME Group, the odds of a rate cut. But 50 basis points, I think, is in the realm of possibility now, because I think a lot of people are using that kind of language and not really directly saying it, right? Like what Trump's saying, like cut them big and those sort, you know what I mean? Like, so we'll see, but it's going to be very, very interesting. Now, some potential black swan event stuff did happen yesterday morning. So this is kind of unprecedented. So Russia attacked Poland. So NATO plane shoots down Russian drones deep inside Poland, like towards, like deep inside Poland, not like accidental on the border and those sorts of things, right? Poland asked NATO to invoke Article 4 after intercepting Russian drones. Now, obviously, the United States and a lot of, obviously people that are part of NATO are part of NATO. And Article 4 is really just, when we get an outside attack, everybody's supposed to come together and fight against Russia. Now, I think this is Putin testing NATO's resolve. Obviously, the United States isn't happy with NATO. They don't like the direction they're going in. And there's been some drama between Trump and NATO. This is interesting, right? Because I do think the United States military is kind of stretched thin. Remember, we have a large part of our naval fleet over in Venezuela fucking around with Maduro and the drug cartels, right? We do have, a lot of our resources going to Ukraine, and it's in that area, right? But we are kind of stretched thin when it comes to that sort of thing. And then, of course, we had, the big commie parade over in China with North Korea and the big commie get together and, with Putin and stuff like that, pretty much flexing their military might, or at least their fucking marching, drill, and ceremony skills. So this is a big deal. Like, no one's really talking about this, but remember, like, talks of World War III and geopolitical, uncertainty could bring the markets down. So it's something I wanted to bring to your attention because it's something that you should be paying attention to. Now, I'm not trying to scare you or anything, but it's something to pay attention to, right? This could obviously dump the market in the big way. Not like completely nuke it, but it could dump the market in the big way. And it's, this is Putin really testing how good is NATO, but this is big. This is actually a big deal. It wasn't just one little group of drones. It was a lot, so we'll see. Putin needs to ease up, bro. Yeah, I get it. When you're looking from the outside in, or if you're just looking objectively, you have to understand like Russia's point of view. Like we wanted to make Ukraine part of NATO. It's on their border. We have an ally on their border. And the United States is like, we don't even want fucking enemies in our hemisphere, right? That's why, Venezuela is such a big deal right now. We can say it's because of cartels and those sorts of things, but it's really because Venezuela, obviously with Maduro and, the former prime minister, or whatever they call him down there, had bad relations with the United States. They used to have really good relations with the United States. I mean, Venezuela used to supply a lot of our oil, and obviously United States under, I think Barack Obama is when we started like getting other oil from other places. And, that relationship with Venezuela really deteriorated. But, right now Maduro is like buddy and getting weapons and support from, our enemies like China and Russia and those sorts of things. United States doesn't even like, an enemy in our hemisphere. And so Russia, from their point of view, they're, having a possible, NATO member in Ukraine. And that was the original reason, right? Because NATO did expand, even though we said they weren't going to expand and put, people on their borders, even though I think Russia was going to be a part of NATO at first, So from their view, the walls are kind of closing in on them while, America still spreads its influence around the world, right? So you have to understand that from their point of view. But this is huge, and this is kind of a test to see how strong this alliance is. So it's going to be very interesting, right? So this is big news. No one's fucking talking about this. I'm watching this on I watch like a lot of military stuff. I'm a huge World War II geek and a war geek in general, and I love to be well informed on like what the fuck's going on around the world. And I'm really deep in the whole Venezuela situation. I was deep in the Iran-Israel situation, and I'm, the Ukraine stuff. I'm really deep in it and those sorts of things. But yeah, there are riots in France. Yeah, I did see that. A lot of stuff going on, right? So this is very, very big. There's a lot of U.S. troops in Poland, guys. That's a big deployment spot for, especially like the National Guard and the Army. Like that's a big spot. So it's a huge deal. So pay attention to that. And of course, I'll keep you guys posted. Make sure to subscribe. Give your boy a follow if you're watching over on X, and I'll keep you guys posted on all things war because I love it. Huge war guy, especially World War II, man. Don't get me started on that, baby. You know what I mean? But yeah, a lot of stuff going on around the world. I think that a lot of these countries, like China's been a fucking empire for a long time, like older than like anybody, I think. You know what I mean? So Bud says, I'm trying to get deep in the Venezuela situation. Oh my God. Shout out to the Venezuelan baddies. If you're a Venezuelan 10, you can come to the United States without a gold visa. We accept Venezuelan baddies. All Latina baddies cannot get deported. You're just a cool nerd. I'm a huge nerd. I don't know if you guys know. I play Magic the Gathering all day online. Yeah, I've been playing my drums a lot though. I don't know if you guys heard the song. You know the band Muse? I've been covering the song Stockholm Syndrome. I'm learning it right now. There's one part that's kind of a bitch, but all right. But yes, like and repost, all that good stuff. Yeah, but the some big things to look out for. You know what I mean? The whole Venezuelan situation, right? So CPI data coming out. We had SEC Chair Paul Atkins speak at the OECD roundtable on global financial markets, saying that we must admit that crypto's time has come. We love it. And what else do we have? I do want to cover this story. So there was a Canadian behind a $48 million crypto theft jailed again in the U.S. for a new $1 million scam. So these are the key takeaways. The Canadian behind a record $48 million crypto theft has been jailed again in the U.S. for a new $1 million scam. While on bail, he ran another scheme targeting 200 victims using hijacked X accounts. So U.S. prosecutors call him serial online fraudster who exploited SIM swaps and phishing to steal crypto. Just a reminder, guys, if you follow a popular account and they're posting crazy shit, telling you to connect your wallets and those sorts of things, it's probably a scam. If it's too good to be true, it probably is, right? And Frank, thank you so much for the fucking 10th $5 donation in a row. Frank, thank you so much for paying for my coffee every single morning. Frank, you are the man. Says, good morning, babe. Looking good, bro. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I do not swing that way. Only on weekends. But I appreciate you, brother. Give us a sample of the song. You can't hear the drums with this mic. It's just bad. I'm going to get I'm going to work on it. I'm going to get some sort of thing where I can connect to my computer and then it's an electric drum set, so it should be able to connect easily. But I'll figure it out. I got to figure that out. I'll play something for you guys, So I'll do a little cover for you guys. So big stuff going on in the geopolitical, I know Trump says no new wars, but yeah, right, Hey, yeah, right. Am I right? Yeah, no way. All right, we're going to watch a little video, guys. Movie time. Take a seat. It's going to elaborate on the whole hack situation we had yesterday. It really involves crypto. Shout out to Fireship. I have 4 million subscribers, which is insane. Talks about the largest supply chain attack ever. This is really, really important if you guys wanted to know exactly what was going on with the crypto situation yesterday.
Yesterday, every JavaScript developer in the world choked on their artisanal oat milk latte after NPM, the package manager holding the entire web together, got wrecked in the largest supply chain attack in its history. The packages with over 2 billion weekly downloads stopped saying hello world and instead said hello to some guy's crypto wallet. Most notably, it affected Chalk, a utility that makes your terminal look like the Castro district, which has hundreds of millions of downloads and created a domino effect across the entire JavaScript ecosystem. And sadly, it's not the first, second, or even third time this has happened. Crypto bros are constantly exploiting JavaScript bros, and once again, the npm package that you blindly trusted when you ran npm install contains bad code designed to steal your cryptocurrencies. Luckily though, the malicious code was quickly discovered and neutralized, but in today's video, we'll find out how a massive exploit like this is even possible. It is September 9th, 2025, and you're watching the Code Report. So here's what went down yesterday. A developer named Josh Junin, who goes by Quicks Online, wakes up to what looks like an official email from npm support, and it's stated in no uncertain terms, your account will be locked on September 10th unless you update your 2FA. Now, like I said before, Josh is the maintainer of some pretty important packages like Chalk, Debug, ANSI styles, and a bunch of other utilities that other developers depend on.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Almost every node-based CLI tool depends on one of these packages. The email looks legit, and it's coming from support@npmjs.help, which looks official, right? Wrong. It's actually a classic phishing attack. Even though Josh is very smart and a much better developer than you or I, he clicked the link, entered his credentials, and gave attackers full control to his npm account and the ability to publish new code to these popular packages. And combined, these packages get over 2.5 billion weekly downloads, which is a crazy number. Realizing they just struck gold, they almost immediately start publishing new versions of these packages. But here's where things get interesting. It wasn't just some generic malware, but rather a crypto-specific attack targeting Web3 users. The bad code would inject itself into a web browser and monitor cryptocurrency transactions through things like MetaMask. Then when a user tries to send Bitcoin or Ethereum to one of their friends, it silently swaps out the destination address with one of the attacker's crypto wallet addresses. This type of malware is commonly known as a crypto clipper. But one thing that's interesting is that it doesn't just select a random address. Instead, it uses the Levenstein distance algorithm to calculate the visual similarity between two strings. That means when the swap occurs, it's much harder for the end user to detect that anything has changed. For example, the Levenstein distance between dude and bro is 4, but the distance between bra and bro is only 2. And the attackers use this algorithm to find a wallet address that would be the least obvious to the human eye when the swap occurs. Now, these packages were compromised for about 2 hours before the community caught on, but in those 2 hours, they were installed millions of times across CI/CD pipelines, development environments, and production systems around the world. And the big question is, how much money did the attackers actually steal? You would think it needs to at least be hundreds of millions of dollars, but in reality, they only got away with about $50 worth of Ethereum. That was a close call, but it's a wake-up call for JavaScript developers that maybe we need some additional safeguards on these popular packages, or maybe we should rename npm install to npm pray, because every time you use it, you need to pray the code you're installing on your machine wasn't compromised by crypto bros a few hours ago. Or maybe you shouldn't even use JavaScript for backend and only use it for UI design like God intended. And the best place to get some fresh UI inspiration is mobbin.com, the sponsor of today's video. I've been using Mobbin for 5 years now because it provides highly detailed breakdowns of every screen in thousands of popular applications. As a developer, you can get inspired by these patterns and implement them in your own applications. You can analyze entire user journeys, UI elements, and screens from over 1,000 highly successful web and mobile apps. And you can even bring them directly into Figma to kickstart your design process. Try Mobbin for free right now with the link below, and you'll get a 20% discount. This has been the Code Report. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
So I thought that was important to show. I watch a lot of random shit on YouTube, and I saw that video pop up. I was like, oh, that's the convenient. So, shout out to the Fire Report, or Fireship. Very, very good YouTube channel if you're into tech and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm into like a lot of different random ass shit, and it's really good stuff. If there's ever like any sort of like AI news or like big hacks or stuff like that, this guy's going to give you like the full rundown in like a 4-minute clip, right? Anytime I learn, yeah, exactly, yeah. And this is like a way that he explained it that no other one explained it to me in like the crypto space. I literally read like bunch of X posts yesterday, and I couldn't find anything that was like, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. This guy just explained it perfectly, right? Yes, thank you so much, Neko. Yes, very, very good channel. Give him a follow, Fireship. I just played his video. He has 4 million subscribers. Maybe all 5 of you can go subscribe to him. Anytime I learn details about hacks, I realize how dumb and behind I am. Dude, I watch shit about hacks every single day, and I know exactly how vulnerable I am. Please no one hack me. You're going to see some wild fucking shit. All kinds of crazy midget porn and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's going to be nuts. What's up, Derilla from Trap? JCT, good morning. How we doing? Is that anything like Flipper the Dolphin? I don't know what that is. Crow passing BNB coin price. Watch history in the making. No way. What's up, Gennaro? How you doing? Alexander with the DGen Daddy. That must be a good thing for the markets. I don't know. The hacks have begun, but it's very creepy, right? Like, damn. Like, look, you can see my search history right here. It's NFL, Magic the Gathering, hack news, crypto news, war news, documentaries, Elden Ring, ASMR, because I listen to people eat while I sleep, and pretty much, yeah, all that. BNB hit all-time high? No way. Did it really? BNB ripping again? Dude, BNB has been one of the top performers. That people thought they had BNB in the first half, right? Yeah, it's edging towards $900. Let's go. Oh, yeah, all-time high. That's what we like, baby. Shout out to BNB. What? Look up Flipper the Dolphin, Rodney. I don't know how kids grew up without seeing Flipper. I don't want to stream. I'm going to stick on the crypto news right now, but maybe we can check it out a little bit at the end. But at least people our age, 35. I don't even know what Flipper the Dolphin is. You guys know what Flipper? I know what SpongeBob is. I don't know what Flipper the Dolphin is. But yeah, so crazy. Let's see how the market's flipping over the last hour. Still a little bit in the red. But yeah, BNB all-time high. No way Crow passes BNB, right? No way, right? I mean, BNB just got a huge partnership with Franklin Templeton. That's why it's pumping. That's a big partnership. All right, guys, we're halfway through the stream. If you guys could just like the stream, repost the stream, all that good stuff. We're at 500 views over on X. We love that. Yeah, crazy. I bet Rodney's Google search history is wild. It's not my Google search history. You know? Sometimes, you know, you got to look up some weird shit on the internet. You know, guys? Yeah, let's not judge here. You know, let's not judge. You know, I want to see your search history, okay? I want to see yours. Mine's a little freaky, you know? You know what I mean? Give me 1 second. Oh, let me see. Crow has a lot of potential, bro. It does. But man, flipping BNB would be crazy. Jesse C says mine is real wild. Yeah, a lot of search histories are freaky. You know what I mean? That's why it's crazy when you watch like a documentary of like not like a murderer, but like a criminal, and you look at the search history, dude. I want to see all of it. Like they'll be like a person will literally like murder someone, and then they'll like Google news articles about the person they murdered, and they'll be like, "Where to hide dead body? Can you melt dead body in acid?" Like crazy shit, you know? Like, damn, dude. But like, I guess I don't know how you would. I mean, I guess there's ways to bypass your search history like that. Deleting it doesn't really help, right? How to dispose of dead body, you know, crazy stuff. Yeah, Brad, I watched Flipper when I was a kid. Really, I never heard of that. Rodney's history probably consists of redheads and big booty Latinas. No. I'm not a big booty redheads. You know, combine those two together. Let me see. When do you think meme season will start? Well, we're getting some positive traction with some memes here. I mean, not all meme season is happening. We're not seeing like a bunch of random meme coins smashing through like $20 million market cap sizes. When that happens, you know it's on. I think that meme season really starts to kind of lag behind altcoins. Memes are altcoins, right? Technically, but they start to lag behind altcoins, right? So I would, you know, Bitcoin, altcoins, and then meme coins. And then the cool thing about meme coins is that they kind of run for an extended period of time, like through the bear market a little bit. So it gets to a point, you know, last cycle, like it was still like 2023, and we're getting rippers, like crazy meme rippers, and 2022, and then it started to get really slow near the end of like, you know, 2023 after Pepe launched and those sorts of things. But Pepe, man, around that time, I mean, everything was ripping. It was a crazy time in the crypto space, but memes tend to lag behind. Flipper the Dolphin, right? Yeah, I don't know what Flipper I guess I can Google that. But if you guys are just turning into the crypto news, I covered all of it in the beginning of the stream, and now we're just gonna kind of hang out and just chill. And all right, Flipper the Dolphin. Oh, this guy? Dude, how old is this, bro? I don't remember this. I remember like Free Willy. I don't remember this though. Rodney, it's an old ass show from like the 60s or so. They would play it on Nickelodeon a lot in the 90s. See, I wasn't a Nickelodeon guy. I was a Cartoon Network guy. I was only a Nickelodeon guy for SpongeBob. Everything else, I watched Cartoon Network, you know. Free Willy was good, yeah. And then that orca killed somebody in San Diego at SeaWorld. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I'm from San Diego, so SeaWorld was like a big deal. And there was a trainer swimming with an orca, and the orca like drowned the person. It was crazy. No, I don't remember Flipper. I'm 35. Damn, I'm not 85. Oh, Caillou. I remember, was it Franklin? Caillou. Oh, Shamu. Yep. Shamu. Now they don't even get in the water with the whales anymore. Robble? I don't know what Robble was. I watched like Samurai Jack, Dexter's Laboratory, Ed, and Eddie, the Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, Batman Beyond, stuff like that. I'm only 40. I remember Flipper. Yeah. Say 80. Angry Beavers was a good one. I don't remember Angry Beaver. I remember it, but I never watched it. Ren and Stimpy. I used to watch a lot of even though Ren and Stimpy was kind of like an old, like a mature show, but I remember Cow and Chicken, right? Was like a older person show. Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Yep. Johnny Bravo. Oh yeah. Johnny Bravo's like an older loser that lives with his mom, if you think about it. Damn, mom pretty. Cat Dog. Yeah, Cat Dog. Can I pet that dog? You guys seen that video? Can I pet that dog? It's like a little girl. She wants a pet. She's asking to pet a bear, but she thinks it's a dog. God, I got gray in my beard, man. Oh, I'm getting old. Dexter's Laboratory was good too. Can I pet that dog? All right, what else do we got going on here? Do you remember the CGI show called Reboot? I do not. Remember Animorphs? There was Animorphs. VR troopers. We are VR troopers. Let me see if there's any more crypto news that's happening while we are live. I don't think so. Let's see. What else do we have going on right now? Oh, we have a poly thread. Interesting. He is sued for $400,000 by Bored Apes, almost destroyed Azuki. He got suspended after multiple crypto scams. The escape and the arrest of Poly. Wow, that's crazy. That's a crazy fucking... Yeah, Poly fucking scammed a lot of people, bro. Can I pet that dog? I drive Jayhawk crazy with that saying. I think all the people in Texas like that. I know, I love that. I love that. Can I pet that dog? It's like clearly a bear, right? Oh shit, I forgot about VR Troopers. You remember VR Troopers? We are VR Troopers. How is Ben.eth doing? I think all those guys got clapped, right? Yeah, I think they got Poly for doxing people and running multiple crypto scams. Like he had Pork and Pond and stuff, and it was cool until then, and then he just started scamming random. He just started like really just scamming. Like he was just like, fuck it, scam. All right, I guess we can read through this. So Jeremy Cahan, or Poly, first got attention by backing writer Rips, claims that BYAC used Nazi symbols and racist images. Later, he and Rips launched RRBAYC to make fun of the collection. Right, so this is, I guess, the collection. In 2022, Yuga Labs sued Jeremy, or Poly, for selling those fake BYC NFTs, scamming buyers out of millions. By 2024, a judge ruled against them, ordering to pay $9 million in damages. Fuck. In May 2022, Poly exposed Zagabond for abandoning past NFT projects. They linked him through Discord logs, wallets, and ENS records. Poly threatened to dox him, forcing Zagabond to confess. Zagabond ended up apologizing and saved Azuki's reputation. In 2023, Poly launched YouGetNothing.eth, an ENS address where people could send ETH with no rewards promised. He raised 600 ETH in one fucking day, dude. Poly's true intent remains unknown. Investors never got the money back. Yeah, it says you got nothing. In July 2023, Poly launched Pond, a meme coin that rugged its buyers. Early users got cheap tokens, while Uniswap buyers got dumped. Then a contract flaw let attackers drain wallets. This made Ethereum gas reach the 400 Gwei. Poly made 450 ETH. So far, he's made over 1,000 ETH, dude. At the end of 2024, Poly hit a man in Ocean Park, Puerto Rico, saying he was filming him. By 2025, this case put him on Puerto Rico's most wanted list, dude. That's crazy. Poly was also a key figure in Pepe. In 2022, he dumped $3 million, crashing the price. Then he used the funds to pump Pork, secretly holding 40%. Once it hit Fugazi evaluations, he dumped the holders for millions. Yeah. Poly also created scammy tokens like Farcoin 2.0, Trump 2.0. Then this year, he claimed that he sent $2 million to Matt Fury, Pepe creator, but Matt Fury confirmed it wasn't his wallet. The community exposed the lie, and Poly rugged again. I didn't know that. Today, Poly's X account is suspended. He was arrested in March 2025. Since then, nothing has been heard from him except $400,000 lawsuit from Bored Apes is still pending. Stay away from anything linked to him. That's crazy. What a fantastic thread, dude. This is probably AI. But fuck it. It's a great thread. Shout out to, if you guys don't follow Star Platinum Soul, very good content. Very, very good content. Didn't he get a bunch of people? Yeah, he did, yeah. Roddy, what do you think about that guy, Crypto Sage? I can't stand that motherfucker. XRP is going to $10,000 maybe. Yeah, you got a bunch of retards when it comes to XRP, but people like the retarded content, you know? They do. Like literally, if I just made XRP going to $1 billion like content every day, I'd like gain like 1 billion subscribers and you know, it's worth it to some people because the truth is like people in the crypto space has a short memory and people love hopium. People love hopium. A lot of people have like $100 in XRP, and if you say it's going to go to $10,000, they're going to be rich, you know, because they have $100 in XRP. And it's not realistic, it's not practical, but people like it. So it's great for content. And they'll come up with some weird ass fucking dumb retarded roundabout way for that to actually happen, but it's not going to happen. Right. Love the accountability, call them out and get them out on the space much more cleanly. I'm not the fucking police. I'm not the fucking police. Okay. I'm just a guy. I'm just saying it is what it is. Sage was killing it on TikTok back in the day with the NFTs though. Yeah. I mean, if they know what's up. They know what's up. I don't know the guy, but stay honest and real, Roddy. You are a gem, you nerd. I mean, like I shill shit too, but I'm not stupid enough to say XRP is going to go to fucking, you know. It's just sold all my XRP for XVM the next day. I'm actually promoting XVM, which is Volt, but I'm not going to sell you, you know. People just say shit, right? Are NFTs coming back? I don't know. It seems like they're getting some traction, Glenn, but I don't know. Michi says, when the inmates figure out Pauly is a crypto bro, yeah, they're going to take his booty. I mean, the thread law was a good one. Oh, okay, Neko. Okay. It's when these D-bags get money and they're not used to it, they get stupid as fuck. I just think that, hey, when you find a niche, like I mean, it happened to me when I first started making crypto content. I was making content about the project Saitama. And honestly, I could have kept saying good things about him. I could have kept growing my my following, and it probably wouldn't have, even though they ended up scamming everybody and it wrecked a lot of people, like it probably wouldn't have affected me. People forget, bro. There's a lot of Saitama people that are out of this space. They would have forgot. So I don't know. Maybe it's actually dumb of me not to do shit like that. I think it might be done for me, my business, and just me in general when it comes to a following. It might be stupid for me not to do stupid shit like that, but I don't know. I just feel stupid. I think the Lofi NFTs Lofi's doing very, very well. The devs are always deving with that project. I think it has nowhere else to go but up. Shilling isn't scamming? No, it isn't. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a Zen. Hold on. I need some nicotine. Oh, my Zins are right here. Okay. Telling the truth isn't stupid. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't know. My best judgment says XRP is not going to $10,000 because I'm not retarded. I'm going to go through your vids and find the day we met. Hey, all homo, right? All right, what else do we got going on over on X? Any more cryptocurrency news? I still wholeheartedly and get wrecked half the damn time, but I still love it. I'm a degen for life too, bro. I can't help it. You know? Jake almost got wrecked rep-wise because Jake is thriving. Jake supported Saitama to the very, very end till it was clear, like everybody knew that it wasn't going to do well. And Jake has an X account that has over 400,000 followers. His YouTube channel is doing really well. Like Jake is okay, you know, but some people may think that, but people forget about it, you know? Fuck that guy, motherfucker said on one of his videos that he's the first Puerto Rican with a rainbow Rolex. Did he really? GM Ranga, how we doing? ApeCoin paired with Soul. What's up, Ranga Apes Club? Paired with Soul, really? He sure the fuck did, right? They try to blame him. He recovered nice. Yeah, and I even came out and supported Jake because, you know, when we were watching the live, this is before I even met Jake. You know, when Saitama came out and they had that fucking Vegas party. Remember, I was live streaming for like 5 hours, and Jake was there, and everybody was like talking shit about Jake because Jake was shilling Saitama and like obviously drunk and those sorts of things. Like before I even met Jake, I was defending him. Like he's a young rich kid. Like let him cook. Why are you getting mad at him? It's like he woke up the next day and everybody was sending him hate. You know. He told me those stories, and then obviously I met him a few months later and stuff, and now we're fucking best bros. I saw him yesterday, and we talk literally all day. He lives next to me, which is crazy, right? It's my boy. But yeah, crazy. He wasn't rich yet. He was. I first started watching. Yeah, it was crazy, right? Jake and Willie D survived Saitama. Remember the party he hosted for them? Yeah. What's up, sexy ass granny? That's a crazy username. Sexy ass granny. What's up? How you doing? What's your thoughts on Mindfuck coin? What's up, Volted Punk? I don't even know what that is. Bro, yeah, you remember that? It was crazy, right? I appreciate you, Neko. It was nuts. The event was painful, all. I was watching your live. It was so hard to watch. Spring roll streams were the best. Yeah, true. That was before all the craziness I got into, right? All the craziness, all the degeneracy I got into. But those are crazy times, guys. Those are nutty times. What happened to Russ? I think they're in trouble legally. And it's not because they, you know, Saitama was a scam. It was because there was some sort of market manipulation going on. So what happened was, and we watched a video on this, there was some sort of like undercover, like a law enforcement team that was pretending to be a project, and like they had some like chat logs and stuff that showed like some of the Saitama teams were obviously selling when they said they weren't, you know, and all the sorts of things we kind of figured at the time, and manipulating the market and faking volume and those sorts of things. I never saw this stream. I need to go watch. Go watch the stream. It's great. It's great. Selmo Fudd says, sexy ass granny is sexy. Selmo Fudd slinging dick early morning in the stream. Sexy ass granny. Selmo Fudd. My crypto journey matchmaker. A stream with Jake once a month would be cool, but I like these solo streams better. No, we need, Jake is doing his own thing. He has his own lane success. I love streaming mostly. Honestly, streaming, I just like hanging out with you guys. It's the best part of my day. It really is. On some real gay shit, on some ooh gay shit, really, it's the best part of my day. Last I saw, his wife aired him out. Oh, yeah, that was crazy. Dude, big drama. I was covering the drama, though. The drama did help with engagement. It's a good morning so far. Some dumb bitch rear-ended me in the work van, and she took off. I got her tagged, but I'm dealing it with the BS. Oh, I'm sorry about that. That sucks. Sorry for all the cursing, guys. It's not really a family-friendly stream, Did you just say uwu gay? I did, Nectar. I did say that. Yes, I did. You may use that. Yeah, my permission to use that in your next conversation. Ooh, I'm about to make some teriyaki after this. Teriyaki rice and some eggs. Have you thought about streaming on Pump Fun and airdrop a creator coin? All the rage right now. I might, but maybe I should make some money. Yeah, but then if I make money from it, everybody's gonna call me a scammer, and I don't want to deal with that shit. Really, it's not worth it. It's not worth the money. Right? Jeebus, if you're a matchmaker, I'm going to be single forever. Kayla, we're not going to be single forever, Kayla. Okay. All right, I gotta leave now. Come on. I just want my big flicked. Selmo, what? Guys, okay, you know what? I have the horniest stream. Pound for pound, horniest stream. This is the horniest stream. You guys need to go open another tab real quick, rub one out, come back to the stream, okay? When you're back to your senses. I remember those days. I would watch Jake for the hype and you exposing Saitama team war. Thank God I cashed out slowly months before the shit showed. You the man. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, a lot of people made some money because of me. So that's good. That doesn't sound too bad. Send pics. All right. Here we go. Flick it. What's up, Artman? How we doing? Stop. Glenn, stop. Yeah. Just a stop. That's the most appropriate stop ever. Just to stop. You guys hear about this Ukrainian, I think, refugee who got stabbed in the neck by that dude on the fucking bus? That's crazy, right? That's so crazy, right? First of all, if I'm going to get married to anybody, it's got to be Elizabeth Grace in the crypto space, right? Come on, Elizabeth. Come on. I think she's Canadian. Come on, Elizabeth. Americans aren't that bad. Look at, I like Canada, I love it. Yeah, so I think Erna, yeah, it's a crazy situation. Video is rowdy. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's big. They're making it political and those sorts of things, but it's a fucked up situation. I mean, some guy just stabbed him in the neck and a bunch of pussies. First of all, if you're on the bus, you can't tell if she got stabbed or punched, right? It's crazy to see someone react like that, not knowing she's going to die shortly after. And it's so sad, and it just goes to show that these guys are let out on parole and bail and stuff. And they have these crazy rap sheets. And it's like, people like that need to be locked away, like forever, like for good. If you have that long of a rap sheet, prison's supposed to be for rehabilitation, and, the jury's out on whether it does that or not. But they shouldn't be allowed to be among us in society. Like, people like that should not be allowed to be among us in society. They should be locked up forever, right? And it's just a failed justice system. It just failed. A young woman going home probably from work, right? And I think there's a picture of her in a room with a Black Lives Matter fucking tab, and people are making it racial and political. And apparently the guy said, fuck this white woman or something like that after he stabbed her. But the guy's obviously psychotic, right? He's fucking nuts. 51. I used to work in the mental health institute. Guys, I dealt with plenty of like criminals that would get locked up for like petty thefts and those sorts of things that would be in and out of these institutes, pretty much just having a warm bed to sleep in, coming off their fucking meth addiction and then going out in society and acting fucking crazy again. Like, it's very common, But it's crazy to see. Like, I get when people are making excuses for him when they say he's nuts, because he's obviously mentally fucking insane and probably schizophrenic. But it doesn't change the fact that he should have been locked away forever, So there's that. That's why I keep my yeah. If you're in the great state of Florida, you're getting fucking shot. You know what I mean? Give the dude the chair. Yeah, no. Fuck no. Criminals are good for one thing. I agree. Like, I get it. There's different kind of crimes, but like, if you're like hurting people and you have a rap sheet that long, like, I'm sorry, and you're like that old, like, people don't change like that. I'm sorry. Get the fucking people just don't change. Edgar gets rented at work and is still horny. Oh my God. El Salvador has a fucking, they got it down, dude. El Salvador is crazy, bro. They do not play, bro. Those prison conditions for those guys are, it's crazy. Ukraine do have some bad women. Oh yeah, perfect, right? Even though I think Ireland, is it Ireland or Scotland have the most redheads per capita? It's 14%. I think it's Scotland have the most redheads, like 14%, which is crazy. I got to move to Scotland, although I'm a little dark, and Europe's going through a real immigration policy. I mean, I'm not like, I'm American, you know, but they might see me and automatically, you know. But there's got to be some freaky ass redheads out there that want some black, that want a black American guy. You know what I'm saying? Got to be. Might have to go to Scotland. You know, there's got to be a few. It's 14%. 14 out of every 100 women. You know, that's actually pretty nuts. Hard to find a good redhead down here in Tampa. Quality redhead down here in Tampa, you know. Eastern Europeans, no, I agree. Never had a law degree, I mean. What do you mean? The judge wasn't never did law, just appointed. What, the judge didn't have a law degree? What? Excuse me. Is that true? Yeah, sounds about right. Rodney should call his token Ginger Coin. I think there was already a Ginger Coin. Yeah. Ooh, big booty Ginger Coin. No, BBGC. I mean, now you're tall, dark, and handsome. They'll love you. That'd be nice, right? Yes, bro. Seen the reports on it. That's crazy. Hey, you busy this weekend? You want to be a judge? Hey, you free? Oh, law degree? Nah, fuck it. Just watch a couple of YouTube videos on how to be a judge, and we'll shoe you in. Oh, this guy has a long rap sheet. Yeah, let's put him out in public amongst normal people. Let's put him in society. Let's put this guy who's old. His frontal, whatever the fuck, cortex is already developed. His frontal lobe is already developed. He has a long rap sheet. Let's put him out in public with the normies, right? It's just crazy. You should be able to take a bus somewhere without worrying about getting stabbed in the fucking neck for some weirdo. It's crazy. I've seen redheaded Africans, Americans down here in the South. Yeah, you know, I like white girls though. You know, I'm not being racist. Like, attraction's not a choice, okay? It's big. It's a big thing in a few states. Yeah, you can't be like fucking wait to have to wait for the cops. So why not? BBGC, there it is, baby. Nah, Judge Judy would have had him on the plantation for sure. Okay, guys, let's not go there, okay? The plantation. I'm trying to keep it not racist, but people are making it racist because it gets clicks, and racial tension at an all-time, at least if you're on X, at an all-time high. I don't think in regular life it is, but I gotta say, as a person who grew up in a high poverty area in the hood, mostly Mexicans, I want to live around white people. Yes, white people may be a little nosy, but I don't have to worry about getting my shit broke into, stolen, all those sorts of things. I know, look at, I've lived in poor areas, okay? And around tweakers and meth heads. I'm just saying, I'd rather live around white people. I'm just saying, you know? Hey, I ain't going back. You can't get me going back. I can't go back. And obviously there's, obviously there's, poor white communities. But what I'm saying is, keep me away from there. You know what I mean? I'm good. Let me tell you, I ain't gonna be walking. I ain't gonna be wearing a nice watch and some jewelry on a fucking public transportation in a random hood that I don't know. I'll tell you that. Japan trip when Billy at a Billy. Yeah, let's go, baby. Just watch Judge Judy and you will be okay. What's up, Mr. Sheik? How we doing? I'm black. Send them to jail and exploit the labor. Put them to work for the good of the community. Yeah, but we don't have to say plantation, you know? We don't gotta say plantation. Sometimes I think we should get a little medieval on some of these motherfuckers, We should get a little medieval on some of these motherfuckers. I don't think putting people in jail is good enough. I think we should torture some of these people who do some heinous crimes. Why don't we just fucking we get medieval with them, This is just some crazy shit. Like, people in the past had it right. Like Vlad the Impaler. I mean, sometimes you got to do that shit. There's some heinous crimes out there that people get sent to jail forever. They still get to live. Have them have a slow death, Yes, Squid Games. Why not watch it? It's crazy. We're too nice. I'm serious. We're too nice. Look, there's some things that you should be fine with. But if you're stabbing a young woman in the neck, an innocent young woman in the neck, like, let's torture that guy, Let's tie him up. let's do it over like a month or something. A month of excruciating pain, right? Let's get a piece of wood and we'll hammer it in between his nails and his fingers, right? We'll hammer all of his fingernails, all of his toenails. Let's I don't know, do something else crazy. I don't know. Let's let him get jumped. Or maybe sent to the BBC pit in the prison. You know what I mean? Let's do that. You know, let's tie him up. You know, and what was it called? The Iron Maiden. You guys seen that thing where they put you on that thing and kind of, you know what I mean? Let's do some medieval stuff. Yeah, especially harm to kids, for sure. Mario karting in Japan. You going to be a cool friend? Hey, so I can't put the mode with alligator settings. The house now. The points they rather die. To be honest, probably solve a lot of these ridiculous crimes. To the point they'd rather die. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know. Oh, we're at a $4 trillion mark. Sorry, I forgot we're talking about crypto today. Are we at a 4 trillion? Are we at 4 trillion? We're close. We're close. Not quite there. We're close. We're at 3.9. Sorry. Talking about medieval tactics to kill. I'm just saying there's a lot of people that could use some crazy stuff, you know? Let's let them get jumped and then let them heal. Let them get jumped and heal. Starve them. Put them in the hole. You know? Or maybe we should do like ancient Rome. We should get a bunch of people in a pit and make them fight a lion with like a spoon or something. You know, give them a spoon. Hey, go fight that lion. You know, go fight that hungry lion. That'd be cool. Jayhawk, the winner picks the night entertainment. Oh, you guys are nasty. Good morning, bro. I missed half the stream outside smoking weed and drinking coffee. I'm bullish. What's up, young boss Dre? Welcome, welcome. Yes, hey, we're looking bullish today. Based Millie. What's up, Based Millie? Says CD Panda fam in the house. Shout out to CD Panda. How we doing? Lady Boys and Sake. Okay. Yo, Roddy, what do you think of this content creator streaming going crazy on Pump Fun? Seems its own meta popping off now. I know I might have to pop in that bitch, huh? Maybe I'll do that. I just, you know. Wait, what the hell is this? We have some crazy videos. So, elderly woman hit her neighbor.
And nothing ever happened to him. I moved.
Oh my gosh, she shot him in the face with a flare gun.
You're an idiot! What is wrong with you? I've lived in Manhattan. I've lived in San Francisco. I've lived
she shot him in the face with a flare gun? God damn. Billard even came back just to do his own thing. Oh yeah, baby, he's back. Have you seen the shy gangsters that want to square up with the military, daring Trump to send the National Guard in? Yeah, let me tell you something. Those guys don't want to fight against trained killers. You know what I mean? I'm seeing some of that stuff because Trump's sending the military up to clean up some of the city. That's why I love the free state of Florida. Look what I got for a motherfucker that wants to try me. I got plenty of guns here. You know what I mean? Look at that. Look at that bad boy back there. That's a piece of art right there. You know, and we know how to use it. Yeah, I did see that. Those guys, you know what I mean? It's crazy. I mean, obviously, urban warfare is not what you want, but it's like we got to clean up these streets somehow because there are some parts of New York. Like, look at, I like Nick Fuentes. I'm just saying, you know, it's true. You know, I'm at the airport the other day. I'm at the airport in Atlanta, right? And look at, you know, I don't want to be racy, but there's people like screaming and yelling and dancing and going crazy, and it's like kind of calm and it's like really annoying and loud. And I look up, guess what they look like? You know, I'm just saying, you know, guess what they look like, you know, sometimes it gets a little annoying. I know. It is crazy. It's you know, some lady screaming at the flight attendant, not a flight attendant, but the person at the kiosk or whatever before you board your flight for something that's their fault. Guess what they look like? You know, I'm gonna let you put two and two together. Launched his token last night. Basically, just talk shit in the chat. I made 15K on fees. Nice. Maybe I should do like a pump fund stream. That'd be sick. Yeah, but then people are gonna accuse me of scamming and shit. I don't want to deal with that, bro. I don't want to deal with people. Oh, you're scamming. All right, guys. But with that, we're gonna end the stream off on a racist note, guys. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you like being here. Big day tomorrow for crypto. CPI data is coming out, so we'll see whether or not we get 50 basis point rate hike. I mean rate cut. We'll see. I don't know. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I do appreciate you hanging out with me. I love you. Keep doing you. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.